Chapter 3. Marcus was sat outside the interview room, twiddling his thumbs back and forth. The nervous energy was far too much for him to bear. He wanted to jump up and down on the spot 50 times. That would rid him of the extra energy that was coursing its way through his body. Marcus wanted it all over. An hour later, he was back outside of the same interview room, sitting in the same seat. They had finished with him, but he wasn't anywhere near ready to return to his desk. There were no clients that day. Marcus had managed his workload, so he was only doing admin tasks. Marcus went out for around an hour earlier that morning. He told his secretary it was to blow off the cobwebs. He came back looking flustered, but his secretary couldn't remember the last time he'd looked anything other than flustered. He knew that he wouldn't be able to concentrate on a client before the interview, and after, he was going to crash, like he always did an hour after drinking a bottle of Lucozade. That day, he had both the crash from the energy drink he had had before the interview and the nervous energy robbing him of vital calories. The crash was going to last long into the evening. As he gathered himself, Marcus looked at the large clock on the wall. It was almost midday. He decided that an early lunch was going to help him calm down and replenish the missing calories. As he walked to the front door, the street and the food options nearby, he called his wife. Ellie seemed more excited than he was about the interview and the potential promotion. He'd better tell her how he'd done, or she'd be on his case all afternoon. The phone rang to answer phone. Not like Ellie at all. In all the years they'd been together, she had never missed a call. Working from home and mainly on her phone meant she was always available. Not this time. Marcus walked past reception towards the car park, deciding whether to walk the 5 minutes down the road or be lazy and jump in the car. As he mulled over the options, the car seemed more and more appealing. He wasn't always lazy, but certainly had some lazy days. That was for sure. He concentrated his eyes on his car, thinking that if he broke his gaze, he would change his mind and regret it. The last time he did that, the heavens opened, and he got drenched. He was concentrating on the number plate, which read NA83MLB, the last 3 letters mirroring his initials, Marcus Lee Bright. He told friends at school that it was Marcus Le Bright, coming from French origin. He didn't know if any of them believed him. He didn't care. Deep in thought, Marcus was already imagining the Zinger burger sat in his hand as he raised it to his mouth. "Marcus!" Jenny, the receptionist, shouted across the room, breaking him from his mouth-watering daydream. "Hi, Jenny. What can I do you for?" he responded in typical jokey fashion. He laughed. She didn't. "Just had this delivered for you." "For me?" Marcus exclaimed as he looked the package up and down. It was around the size of a book. He wondered what the other Marcus Bright had ordered now. "Yeah, for you," Jenny replied impatiently. "By that guy there." Marcus turned around to see the UPS van drive off and caught a glimpse of the driver. The same one that had delivered to his home earlier that morning. The one he thought had followed him to work. "What's that on your collar?" Jenny asked, pointing to the browny red stain that sat on the left collar, showing at the front of his shirt. "Oh, that. I had a Greg's bacon sandwich this morning. Couldn't make my mind up between ketchup and brown sauce." "And?" "Well, I chose both. Must have squirted out of the sandwich," he explained. "Up there, on your collar?" she asked. Marcus ignored her. He didn't want the conversation to go on any longer. The silence lasted 10 seconds, without eye contact. "Thanks, Jenny," he said absently, as he looked the package up and down before leaving the building and walking to the car. His mind was on food and nothing else. Marcus decided not to open it and take it home to add to the collection. He'd had all he could take of items like headlight slippers for one day. Maybe he and Ellie would open all of the boxes at once and have a good laugh at them when he was in a more relaxed mood. He set off in the direction of KFC, placing the box on the passenger seat of his car. Marcus had his mind set on filling his belly while reading the newspaper. He stopped at the newsagent's before going on to the drive-thru. He would fill his head with the news while filling his mouth with chicken coated in a secret blend of herbs and spices.